What's up, guys? It's Cohen, and I'm here with Mike. I call him Uncle Mike, and we're gonna dig deep into his story. So now let's hop into what's your job, or what your jobs have been,
Wow, that's a great question.
like in the past, not now.
Man, so many jobs. Good gosh. I started in hospitality. I actually opened up a bowling alley. I know how much you love bowling. This place called now Bolero, 90,000 square feet, heart of Times Square, 50 lanes of bowling, nightlife, full menu, bunch of celebrities. Probably by far the most expensive bowling alley in the world. I started off as our management team, and man, that just kind of skyrocketed me into all things entertainment, hospitality, private events, and then from there I went into like food and beverage consulting, opened up bars and restaurants all around the country, and then I just always kind of feel like I had this knack for sales. And I remember telling my buddy, I was in a conference room once, I'm like, dude, I think I would crush it being like the VP of sales. And he's like, yeah, I kind of see it. And next thing you know, I'm like, running biz dev for a company, head of sales for a tech company, and then in the midst of all that, obviously I run a tech company now, but it's funny because I have always considered myself to be a generalist or a renaissance man. So there's a lot of interest, but that's generally, my background. That's probably
So your job was basically just to find.
Yeah,
And
literally, and make sure things went smooth. Yeah, yeah. I had an awesome night where the manager to the Jonas Brothers gave me a ring, and they're like, "Hey, want to bring the brothers in? I know you guys are about to close. Is there any way you guys can just like stay open a little longer?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Let's get into what your job is now.
Man, okay.
Because I know there's a lot of
There's so much. So I run this startup called Hipster. In a nutshell, it's kind of the first marketplace for the events industry, which, no surprise, Hipster's kind of become a culmination of like all my experience in one place.
Perfect job for you.
Yeah, it's cool. It started off in New York City with a really simple premise. We essentially want to take this like simple photo booth concept and just bring it to the 21st century and allow it to instantly share to like all your major social media platforms, and then allow for guests to just be able to have a lot of interactive ways. At the time when we started, it was pretty novel. 2013, Instagram just came on the scene. And it took us a few years, but we eventually scaled that across the US. And then, I don't know, 3 or 4 years into it, we recognized like, hey, this is cool, we're having fun, we're getting a lot of notoriety, but this is just not as scalable as we want. And, as much as we're cool with like photos, we really just want to open this up to just do a lot more. We had started to get the interest of a lot of, major Fortune 500 companies. And we said, man, the things we really love to do is sales, tech, brand. So let's figure out how to do those things and enable really contractors across the country to be able to do everything else. So in the last 2 years, we've fully pivoted, and it's now a legit like tech platform. And the majority of the services that we offer now are still in the media space. So like, we're still doing photo booths, but we've added photography, we've added videography, and we've really kind of streamlined the process for people to book, manage, and plan everything related to the media services of their event in one centralized place.
What's your role in this?
Oh, that's a great question.
Like your role in the company?
So the official titles, so I'm co-founder, CEO. I have had every hat you could think of that I wear. My main job, I try to explain this to like my, older aunts and uncles. They're like, so what are you doing today? I really spend a lot of time in my brain. I take in as much data as I can, and I literally just analyze the health of the business. I have like a handful of key metrics that I'm looking at. But the key thing, because we're in this sort of like still transformative growth stage, is I'm envisioning where we're going to be and ensuring that I can take that vision out of my brain and articulate the best I can into a product roadmap, into a marketing strategy, and making sure that I'm casting clear enough vision for all of our respective teams and agencies So they actually know how to bring this thing to life.
So, is there anything like new that you're doing this year or next year?
Yeah. For the first time in company history, we're creating a sub-brand that is called Hipster Experiential, which we're just paring down to Hipster X. Yeah, you got it. And Hipster X is really it's an avenue for us to just kind of express and show off all of our really dope things that we've done with all of our B2B customers. Hipster now, the customer base is just, it's too wide. Like we're at everything from like the Grammys and Super Bowl to like little Johnny's 6-year-old birthday party. So we just like when you're dealing with a customer base of that big, it's hard to like segment one brand to catch that all. So like on our B2C or B2 consumer or business to consumer side, for the birthday parties and all the private social events, that's all going to live underneath like traditional hipster.com. And then Hipster X or Hipster Experiential, that's for all of our B2B. So that's like our NBA contracts, our Live Nation contracts, our deals with Coca-Cola, like all that gets to get housed there.
Do you have like a big goal that you want to hit by like a certain time for Hipster or just for yourself?
Yeah, I've got both those. There's a few. The biggest like imminent goals is we are aggressively trying to at least 5x the business in the next 24 months or so.
5x? What do you mean?
So
money or just like
everything.
business?
Yeah, so instead of 1,000 plus events, we'd be doing like 5,000 plus events within the next like 2 years.
You're gonna need a lot of people to do that.
Yeah, but this is the beauty of a platform, right? Because the platform will enable more people without us actually doing quote unquote like more work. I mean, there'd definitely still be more work, but the way we've organized the work just doesn't have the same impact on us. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on my podcast.
Thanks, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.